Have you ever felt like your mind is working against you? Like no matter how hard you try to stay calm, the racing thoughts, the tight chest, and the overwhelming sense of dread just won't let up. Here's the thing. What if everything you've been told about managing anxiety is wrong? What if the key isn't about calming down or thinking positive, but instead about rewiring how you approach your mind and body altogether? Anxiety isn't just in your head. It's in your habits, your routines, and even the way you breathe. And here's the kicker. The harder you try to fight it, the stronger it gets. But don't worry, because today I'm going to show you how to break free from that cycle. No fluff, no vague advice, just practical, science-backed strategies that you can start using right now to regain control and finally feel like yourself again. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand why anxiety has been holding you back, but you'll also have a clear roadmap to take back your peace of mind. And trust me, some of these tips might surprise you. They're not what you've been hearing everywhere else. So, if you're tired of feeling stuck and ready to make a real change, stick with me. Anxiety can feel like a relentless storm, can't it? Imagine waking up every day with a weight on your chest so heavy that even brushing your teeth feels like climbing a mountain. That was my life. There was a time when anxiety wasn't just a part of my day. It was my day. Every decision, every thought, every action was filtered through this fog of fear. But here's the thing, I didn't stay there. I went from someone who couldn't even make a phone call without spiraling into catastrophic thoughts to someone who now speaks confidently in front of crowds. And trust me, if I can do it, so can you. What changed? Well, I didn't stumble upon some magic cure or wake up one day magically healed. No, it was a series of small, deliberate steps that anyone can take. I'm not here as a doctor or a therapist, but as someone who's been in the trenches, someone who knows what it's like to feel debilitated by anxiety. My journey wasn't perfect, far from it, but every misstep taught me something valuable. And now, I want to share those lessons with you. Not as an expert, but as someone who's walked this road and come out stronger on the other side. The truth is, anxiety doesn't have to control your life. It's not some undefeatable monster. It's more like a bully that thrives on your habits and routines. Once you start pulling the rug out from under it, it loses its power. And that's exactly what we're going to explore together. But first, let's take a closer look at what anxiety really is and why it sticks around. Spoiler alert, it has a lot to do with the patterns we unknowingly reinforce. Anxiety is sneaky, isn't it? It doesn't just show up out of nowhere. It builds itself on the habits and routines we repeat every single day. Think of it like a house of cards. Every avoidance, every overcaffeinated morning, every catastrophic thought is another card stacked on top. The good news, you can start pulling those cards out one by one. Anxiety thrives on predictability, on the patterns we don't even realize we're stuck in. And when you start disrupting those patterns, anxiety begins to lose its grip. Here, as the thing most people don't realize, anxiety isn't just a feeling. It's a system. It's fueled by behaviors that keep it alive, like avoiding situations that make us uncomfortable or ruminating on worst-case scenarios. But what if you could flip the script? What if instead of feeding that system, you started dismantling it piece by piece? It's not about fighting anxiety head-on, it's about outsmarting it. And trust me, it's easier than it sounds once you know where to start. The key is to stop seeing anxiety as this unbeatable force and start treating it like a bad habit that can be broken. It's not about waking up one day and being cured. It's about progress. Small, consistent changes that add up over time. And the first step, learning to challenge the behaviors that keep anxiety alive. Let's dive into one of the biggest culprits, avoidance. You might be surprised at how much power it holds over your life. Avoidance might feel like a safety net, but in reality, it's a trap. Think of it like stretching a muscle. If you never stretch, your body becomes stiff and inflexible. The same goes for your mind. Avoiding anxiety-provoking situations might feel comforting in the moment, but it keeps your mental muscles weak. The more you avoid, the harder it becomes to face even the smallest challenges. But here's the twist. Just like stretching, you don't need to dive into the deep end right away. Start small. Stretch your comfort zone little by little, and you'll be amazed at how much mental flexibility you can build. Here, an example. Let S say you avoid making phone calls because they make your heart race. Instead of forcing yourself to call a stranger, start with something easier. Call a friend or leave a voicemail. The goal isn't to eliminate anxiety overnight, it's to prove to yourself that you can handle it. Each small victory chips away at the power anxiety holds over you. And the best part, you'll start to notice that the situations you once avoided don't feel as overwhelming anymore. Avoidance feeds anxiety, plain and simple. When you avoid something, you're telling your brain, this is dangerous. But when you face it, even in small doses, you're teaching your brain a new lesson. I can handle this. It's not about being fearless. It's about being brave enough to take the first step. And once you do, you'll start to see anxiety for what it really is, a bully that backs down when challenged. Speaking of challenges, let's talk about one that might be hiding in your daily routine: stimulants. Let's talk about caffeine. It's the fuel for so many of us, but for someone with anxiety, it can feel like pouring gasoline on a fire, that jittery, heart-racing feeling you get after your third cup of coffee. It's not just caffeine, it's anxiety in disguise. Stimulants, like caffeine, amplify the physical symptoms of anxiety, making it harder to tell where the coffee buzz ends and the panic begins. Cutting back doesn't mean you have to give up your morning ritual entirely, but experimenting with less caffeine could be a game changer for your mental clarity. Think of it this way: caffeine gives you energy, sure, but at what cost? If your hands are shaking and your thoughts are spiraling, is that extra boost really worth it? Try swapping 1 cup of coffee for herbal tea or decaf and see how your body reacts. You might notice that without the caffeine spike, your anxiety feels more manageable. It's not about deprivation. It's about finding a balance that works for you. And hey, if you're not ready to quit coffee entirely, that's okay. Even small changes can make a big difference. Reducing stimulants isn't just about caffeine. It's about taking control of what fuels your body and mind. When you're already dealing with anxiety, the last thing you need is something that makes your heart race faster or your thoughts spin out of control. By cutting back, you're giving yourself a chance to better manage those anxious moments. And once your mind feels calmer, you'll have more energy to focus on what really matters, like keeping your mind occupied in healthy, productive ways. You've probably heard the saying, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Well, for someone with anxiety, an idle mind is more like a breeding ground for catastrophic thoughts. When your mind isn't engaged, it starts to wander. And let's be honest, it rarely wanders to happy places. It's like a child with too much energy and no toys to play with. That energy has to go somewhere, and if you don't direct it, it'll turn into overthinking, ruminating, and worst-case scenarios. The solution: keep your mind occupied with activities that challenge and engage you. Think about hobbies or tasks that require your full attention. Maybe it's solving a puzzle, trying a new recipe, or even organizing your closet. These activities don't just distract you, they give your mental energy a productive outlet. For example, instead of sitting and ruminating about an upcoming event, try journaling about how you'll prepare for it, or dive into a creative project that excites you. When your mind is focused on something meaningful, it has less room for anxiety to creep in. The trick is to find balance. Keeping your mind occupied doesn't mean running yourself ragged with endless tasks. It's about finding activities that bring you joy and purpose. When you channel your mental energy into something productive, you're not just avoiding anxiety, you're actively building resilience. And as you start to feel more in control, you'll notice that your thoughts become less chaotic. But there's another piece to this puzzle: what you're feeding your body. Did you know that what you eat can directly impact how anxious you feel? It's true. Your brain runs on fuel, and if that fuel is low quality or inconsistent, your emotions can spiral. For example, hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, can mimic the symptoms of anxiety, shakiness, dizziness, and even a racing heart. Skipping meals or relying on sugary snacks might seem harmless, but it's like trying to drive a car on fumes. Your brain needs steady, balanced nutrition to keep you grounded and emotionally stable. Here's a simple rule to follow. Treat food as brain fuel. A balanced meal with protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs can do wonders for your mental clarity. For instance, instead of grabbing a sugary cereal for breakfast, try oatmeal with nuts and fruit, or swap that fast food lunch for a salad with grilled chicken and avocado. These small changes can stabilize your blood sugar and, in turn, help regulate your emotions. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Think of every meal as an opportunity to support your mental health. But nutrition isn't just about avoiding anxiety. It's about building resilience. When your body is well nourished, you're better equipped to handle stress and recover from anxious moments. And let's not forget hydration. Dehydration can also mimic anxiety symptoms, so keep that water bottle handy. Taking care of your body is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to take care of your mind. And speaking of taking care, let's talk about why asking for help and delegating tasks can be a game changer for managing anxiety. How often do you treat your future self like someone who can't be trusted? You procrastinate, avoid commitments, or assume you'll fail before you even try. This mindset isn't just unkind, it's a major roadblock to overcoming anxiety. Building trust with your future self starts with small, intentional actions. Think of it as a relationship you're nurturing. Every time you follow through on a promise to yourself, whether it's showing up for a workout or tackling a task you've been avoiding, you're proving to yourself that you're reliable. Here's a simple exercise. The next time you're overwhelmed, ask yourself, what can I do today to make things easier for my future self? Maybe it's prepping meals for the week, setting out your clothes for the morning, or even writing down a plan for a stressful day ahead. These small acts of self-care send a powerful message. I've got your back. Over time, this builds confidence and reduces the overlap between anxiety and depression. You'll start to see yourself not as someone who's stuck, but as someone who's capable of progress. Trusting your future self also means embracing mindfulness. When you're present in the moment, you can recognize how far you've come and how much you've grown. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. And as you start to see yourself as someone who can handle life's challenges, your anxiety will start to lose its power. But remember, this is a gradual process, not an overnight transformation. Speaking of gradual change, let's explore some overarching concepts that tie all these strategies together. If there's one thing to take away from all of this, it's that flexibility, both mental and emotional, is the ultimate goal. Think of anxiety as a rigid framework that traps you in repetitive patterns. The more flexible your mind becomes, the easier it is to break free from those cycles. This isn't about making radical changes overnight. It's about small, consistent shifts that build momentum. For example, instead of aiming for perfection, aim for progress. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Recognizing patterns is another game changer. Anxiety often thrives in the shadows of habits we don't even notice. Maybe it's the way you ruminate over past mistakes, or how you avoid certain situations without realizing it. By shining a light on these patterns, you can start to dismantle them. Journaling, mindfulness, or even talking to a trusted friend can help you uncover these hidden behaviors. Once you see them, you can start making intentional choices to change them. And here's the best part. Your personal experience is your greatest teacher. Every time you challenge anxiety, every time you step out of your comfort zone, you're gathering evidence that you're stronger than you think. This journey isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. And as you embrace this gradual transformation, you'll find that the strategies we've discussed aren't just tools, they're stepping stones to a life with less fear and more freedom. Now, let's talk about why hope and encouragement are essential for this process. Here's the truth. Anxiety doesn't define you. No matter how overwhelming it feels, no matter how long you've been stuck in its grip, there's always a way forward. Even in the darkest moments, there's a spark of hope waiting to be reignited. You're not broken, you're human, and humans are incredibly resilient. The fact that you're here, reading this, shows that you're already taking steps toward change. That alone is something to be proud of. It's important to remember that even the smallest victories matter. Maybe today you managed to step out of your comfort zone, or maybe you simply got out of bed when it felt impossible. Celebrate those wins, no matter how small they seem. Progress isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. And every step you take, no matter how tiny, is a step away from anxiety and toward the life you deserve. You're stronger than you think, and every challenge you face is proof of that strength. So, what's next? It's time to take these strategies and make them your own. Experiment, adapt, and find what works for you. You don't have to do it perfectly, you just have to start. And as you begin this journey, remember, you're not alone. There's a whole community of people who've been where you are and who believe in your ability to overcome. Let's make this personal. Have you ever wondered if some of your anxiety symptoms might actually be linked to something else, like low blood sugar? Here's a quick experiment. The next time you feel shaky, lightheaded, or on edge, try eating a snack with protein and complex carbs, like a handful of nuts and an apple. Then, pay attention to how you feel. It's a simple way to learn more about your body and how it reacts. And hey, if it works for you, share your experience in the comments. Your story might just help someone else. Now, let me share something personal. Lastly, let's talk about imperfection. Nobody has this all figured out. Not me, not you, not anyone. And that's okay. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to keep trying. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of the game. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one strategy from everything we've talked about and try it today. Just one, then come back and let me know how it went. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. You won't want to miss what's coming next. So now you have the tools. What are you going to do with them? Are you going to let anxiety keep running the show, or are you ready to take back control of your life? Remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. What's one strategy you can start applying today? Maybe it's journaling, maybe it's asking for help, or maybe it's something as simple as taking a deep breath and trusting your future self. Whatever it is, don't just think about it. Do it. Your future self is counting on you. And here's the truth. The hardest part is starting. But once you take that first step, you'll realize that change is possible, and it's closer than you think. So, tell me in the comments. Which of these strategies resonated with you the most? What's the one thing you're committing to today? I'd love to hear your thoughts and cheer you on as you take this journey. If this video helped you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more tips and strategies to take control of your mental health. Together, we're building a community of growth, resilience, and peace of mind. Let's keep moving forward, one step at a time. See you in the next video.